and we did this the first time. This is Lieutenant Colonel Terry Ronald. Thank you for being here. We haven't had the military perspective yet this morning, and we certainly appreciate you being here and sharing your information. We posted your very extensive resume in the chat, and I want to say that if everyone will look at the chat feature, you'll see the various resumes that we have. So, Lieutenant Colonel Ronald, please take it away.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to say greetings from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today, and continued blessings and prayers to everyone during this transformative time in the world. May I dare say an awakening has started to take hold of all of our lives, from being separate cities, counties, states, countries, continents, to becoming one world through providing education, uplifting, cutting-edge healthcare, and improved living conditions for the betterment of the world. We will truly be one world, and only then will we all reap the benefits of what truly is being a human being, and not until then. Always remember, we must stop talking at one another and start listening to one another, and improve our common goals and discuss differences in a collective, fruitful way with our hearts. Only in this one way, the world will be one body and one heart. And in saying that, my perspective is from being in law enforcement for over 30 years. I've come across many religious, many nationalities in my day-to-day occupation. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I want to first talk about what some aspects of building a citizen-central leadership across America or anywhere, because we see so much turmoil going on in the world, not just here in America, but in the world, from injustice. I want to start by saying, no matter what type of leadership we talk about or want to have a dialogue about, if we don't have a partnership amongst everyone to have their voices heard, none of this will work. I don't care how long you talk. I don't care how long you bring ideas from one group to another. Partnership, true partnership is the key. All parties in a situation must have an understanding. I know here in the United States is speaking about the injustices and transparency in law enforcement. Citizens want to have an understanding of what's going on. That's their right. That's our obligation in law enforcement, to serve and protect. We must be transparent with the citizens across all spectrums as to tell them about the use of force and how it is implemented. Also about operational procedures, along with the process of addressing training and hiring of individuals to serve and protect. Let me first go into that aspect of it. The use of force. We saw a murder being committed on video. It was a murder. Through all training that I've gone through and taken throughout my career, the person was murdered. There's no place for that type of behavior. And those who stood idly by, meaning those law enforcement officers who were there along with that individual, should be equally charged. The term my brother's keeper, as far as in public service to others, needs to be implemented across the board. You cannot idly stand by while your brother, regardless of nationality, religion-based, or whatever, is subject to abuse. That is your sworn duty as a law enforcement officer, to protect, serve and protect, no matter who is in your employ. My credo, as far as going through my lengthy career, was I'm not the judge nor the jury. My job is to bring someone to justice. At that particular time, once you're in my employ, my job is to serve and protect that person, no matter what I think or did not think the person has done. That's not my job. My job is to serve, protect. Even if you're in my custody, I'm supposed to preserve and protect your life to right in all aspects. We must adhere by that because that's a human fundamental of life. And we can all just have to live by that credo. When we talk about equalities of community in law enforcement, I look at it this way. If you're not vested in your community, you're not going to be a part of your community. I am totally for those who enforce the law in a community must live in that community. You will not take ownership of anything if you're not a part of something. I see different officers who do not know the basics of what goes on in a community. It should be mandatory that all officers partake in community events in the area that they patrol, that they get to know the people that they serve and protect each and every day. That they just don't see them coming out of a car. I should know that person's name who's serving and protecting my community. I should have a feeling of being safe. But that is not the case in America right now. And I want to say that 95% of those who serve and protect do it in the way it's supposed to be done. There is that fraction of officers who do not, and we need to weed them out. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. One aspect of all of what's going on with relationships to injustice is the mental aspect that is pushed upon those who are abused and murdered. Right now, those of color are living in fear. There is no excuse for that. We, as an organization, whether it's law enforcement, the government, must make sure and send a loud voice that justice will prevail. That those that we hire to serve and protect are there to serve and protect, and not for self-interest. Only then will we have the confidence in the citizenship and those of color to feel safe and secure, not only in the streets, but in their homes. I say all of this because this means a lot to me. You take an oath for a reason. You take an oath to serve and protect not for the accolades you may receive, not for the prizes you may win, but for the common sake of serving and protecting one's neighbor. This is something that should run dear to everyone who's serving the capacity of law enforcement. This is not something to take lightly. And I hope, and let me say, I demand of those in law enforcement to take that oath to heart, serve and protect all. And in saying that, I'm one who does not speak a lot as far as long-winded. I'm kind of direct in my aspects of looking at things. And I feel as though we all have to come together in addressing these issues, because law enforcement here in the United States is no different than in Africa, than in Europe, and anyone else. You have the good and the bad. And we have to come together to eradicate the bad. Only in that way we can, and I say again, live as one world. And with that, I thank you. Oh, I can't hear you, Dr. Hancock. You're on mute again.
Yes. I'm saying you're finishing a little early. Would you like to continue a little longer?
Oh, I thought it was a little.
Well, I have you down. Everybody gets 20 minutes, so I want to give you the same equal
sorry.
share.
No, I just had 10 minutes, and it was from there to question and answering. But if
okay, well, we're going to be doing that. Okay, all right. Thank you very much.